I'm Dr. Berry, licensed psychologist, and here we talk about true crime and psychology. Thank you so much for joining. Let's hop right into today's topic. Let's go. I'm Dr. Berry. My mic unmuted this time. This is like the third video I've done with StreamYard's new setup. And this time it unmuted on its own. Yay. Welcome. This case, Devyn Michaels. Oh, this was a very, very sad case. I have my prior videos linked down in the description. If you know nothing about this case, it is out of Las Vegas. I wanted to talk about dissociation because I watched Devyn Michaels' police interview. And the channel that I saw it on, I'm not sure so I know I can share Court TV, Law and Crime, the channel that had access to the full video. I'm not sure if I can share it, so I will just talk about it. All right? Because the jury saw, I think there were 3 recorded confessions and or 3 recorded police interviews, and in one of them Devyn admits, like she draws a line of like where Johnathan, her daughter's father, where he was lying on the bed, that she grabbed something. She grabbed something off the fireplace, and that was the thing that she used to hit him with. This thing has disappeared. So there are things missing from this trial. Once again, if you're brand new to this, trigger warnings, okay? Because this case, unfortunately, the victim in this case, his head was not recovered. Like and the state did not charge her with mutilating a deceased body. They did not charge her with tampering with evidence. They just charged her with first-degree capital M. That's what she's charged with because she admitted to hitting him, to delivering the fatal blow. That's how the state viewed it. The defense tried. Y'all, the defense tried so hard. And it's my understanding, so none of the jurors talked with the media after, but the jurors did talk with the attorneys, and the jurors said those recorded police interviews, that was what sealed the deal for them for first degree. And Sarah's asking why. So why did she do this? What was going on in this case? Okay. I didn't get a board. Okay, y'all. I should have got a board. Let me find the Court TV video that has the family tree. Okay? Like this is complicated. All right? I shared this in one of my last videos. I'm a visual person, so for anybody that's a visual person, I hope this is helpful. All right. So, Devyn Michaels, that is the defendant. She was dating Johnathan Willette. Johnathan Willette is the defendant in this case. Okay? Johnathan has a child, Devyn, with another woman. Okay, so Johnathan and another woman have a child, Devyn. Okay. Devyn and Johnathan, they have 2 daughters. And at some point, when Devyn is about 19 years old, while his father is dating Devyn and Devyn start a relationship. Okay. All right. So, and there's no indication that anything started before he turned, it's my understanding, at 19. That was when they started having an affair. And at some point, Devyn and Devyn get married. Okay. So Devyn, the defendant in this case, she loses custody of the daughters. And they had CPS workers come in to talk about this. So CPS workers came in and they talked about that. I believe it was in 2022, Devyn lost custody. And they described her as erratic at some times. Like they used some language to describe her. And then, like, her emotions just seemed odd at times. And she was not supposed to have unsupervised contact with the girls. For some reason, over the summer, Johnathan, the father, the victim in this case, he is not aware that Devier and Devyn are married. Okay, Devyn, the defendant, she's also known as Tracy, Nikki. She has and in the verdict, they list all of her AKAs. She has all of these also known as. Okay. She has a bunch of different names. She also used to be an adult film star, and she also was married to like another person that was convicted. It's Robert Parker. So he was convicted. But this was before. So like this was, I guess they got divorced at some, I don't know when they got married, but the the defense attorney confirmed that yes, Devyn was married to Robert Parker, who is currently incarcerated for unaliving somebody's husband who he was having an affair with. Okay. And there are also allegations, and I haven't seen the confirmation of this. Okay. So I don't know where this comes from, but there are reports that Devyn might have been Robert Parker's stepdaughter, that he might have, trigger warnings, that he might have essayed when she was 15. And then after he got out of jail, they go into the adult film industry together. Like that's this case. Okay. Devyn's attorney blames Devier. Blames her husband, Devier, the victim's son, blames him for all of this. But all the evidence says Devier was at home. Devier is not on video leaving the house. They have all of these cameras. They have all this video. They have all this cell phone data, everything. And Devyn is found with the victim's car keys. So the victim drove his car to his mother's house, and Devyn drove her car back to where her and Johnathan were living with the girls. And Devyn, for some reason, has the victim's social security card, his keys, and I think maybe his wallet or something. And it's like wrapped in like a whole bunch of plastic bags, which is weird for some reason. Robert Baker. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. Robert Baker. Y'all know me a name. Parker, Baker. Ooh, which one is it? I have a sound. Y'all know me. I don't do names. I hope y'all heard that. I don't do names. I don't do names. I'm sorry. So Robert Baker. Okay, not Parker. I'm bad with names. All right. So this case. So she could have had 15 years to life. She could have been her and the state agreed to a plea deal for 15 years to life. She gets to sentencing and she loses it. She has this big outburst. I have my video covering that down in the description. She has this huge outburst. I don't know who killed John, but it wasn't me. That's what she says, the gist of what she says at her sentencing. The state says, "Judge, I'm not comfortable with accepting, like with proceeding. We need to go to trial. We need to allow her to withdraw her guilty plea, get her a new lawyer," because her lawyer at the time that was at that sentencing that helped negotiate that deal, he was like, I don't want nothing to do with this. So he comes off the case. So there's all this evidence. Like, so she also had the victim's phone. I forgot to mention that part too. One of her daughters, I guess, is playing, and she's like, "Hey, mommy, like this is why we can't reach your daddy." And like, his phone is at her house, and it traveled back with her. So the state was like, "Hey, something could have happened. Like we can't prove what happened, but we believe he was deceased when she left." That's what the state said. And the jury convicted her of first degree. Anytime a jury starts deliberating like at 2 p.m. on a Friday, I really feel like they're going to try to get to a verdict before like if I was ever on trial, I would and they're gonna start deliberating on a Friday, I would be like, "Hey, can we just ask to, like, come back on Monday?" Like, it just and you probably can't do that, but and I think the jury did a good job. The jury looked at all the evidence, the jury heard everything, they heard her confessions, and Devyn did not take the stand, which I think was very smart. I don't think she would have done well on the stand, and they could have asked her questions about her relationship with Devier. So Devier testified, and he did his best. The state even kind of was like the state said something to the effect of like, "Y'all saw him. Do y'all think he's a criminal mastermind?" Like, that's what like, I'm sure but Devier just did not come off as this, like, mastermind. There's some people that believe he was involved. I don't. I just personally don't. It is what it is. It is what it is. Um to me, I believe adults should always do better. And what I mean by adults, so like as a mother to get involved with your stepson, that's just weird to me. And the state kind of alluded to the fact that, like, Devier tried to leave her multiple times. And when she was incarcerated for his father's death, he called her and we listened to that jail call. I hope they release a better audio of that jail call. I can't hear it. And Kathy from Gossip Rumor and Innuendo, she called Devier mumbles. Poor Devier. He does not enunciate. And I have a speech impediment. So I understand somebody that like doesn't has trouble getting their words out, maybe is nervous. So my stutter gets worse when I'm anxious, but he did not enunciate or speak loudly. He was very difficult to understand. The phone call was also very difficult to understand. I heard that in the courtroom you could hear it and that it sounded good. It just didn't sound good here. He was just very low. It was low and like mumbled, not really. He didn't project. He didn't. But and then I think I agree. I think Devier was embarrassed and ashamed, and because he was asked how the relationship started, and I think he said, "I don't know." And I have worked with people that have looked back at relationships and realized, "Oh, wow, this wasn't healthy," because Devier is now older, and so at 19, the relationship with Devyn might have been exciting, it might have been cool, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so in love." Looking back now, he's probably feeling different about their relationship, and when asked about how it started, he's like, who kind of started things, he said, "I don't know." So, I don't know what happened, but, um somebody said the judge talked fast. So I regularly listen to YouTube on 1.5 or like 1.75, sometimes 2 speed. I think I did listen to that judge on 1.5. I like the judge, and there was a mental health, so guilty but mentally ill. And I don't know if Devyn would have wanted, because I don't think she wanted to say that she was guilty. I don't She reminded me of those people that like don't want that the only thing they want is not guilty. Because she may have been in an extremely dissociative state. She says that she loses track of time. So I watched her police interview, and the last thing she remembers is hitting him over the head, and then she remembered, um I think she remembered driving home. She during the police interview, she was like, "Y'all said I was there for that long. I don't remember being there for that long." So dissociation is a disconnection from reality. There are different levels of dissociation. Uh, Mild dissociation is like when you're driving and road blindness, where you kind of lose track of the signs. So when I commute to work, the exit I need to take, if I miss that exit, I have to go a while before getting to the. So I always make sure that I'm aware that I don't miss my exit. Because sometimes, have you ever been driving and then like not remembered the last 5 miles or so? That would be an example of like a mild form of dissociation or disconnection. At its more severe form is dissociative identity disorder. I do not think that she had dissociative identity disorder. She seemed to do things to cover her tracks. So it's my understanding that when Devyn got back to her house, or to where her and to where her and Devier were living, she texted the victim's phone to make it seem like he was still, or I think, or did he send text? I don't know. Something happened. Text messages happened on phones that it was clear somebody else did that. Johnathan was not involved, did not receive any of those messages. And so there were ways that she tried to cover her tracks. And then even in the phone call with Devier, she was like, they don't have nothing on me. All they have are the cleaning supplies or something like that. All of those are kind of red flags that maybe she knew more than what she was saying. Yeah, highway hypnosis. Yes. That is what that is called. All right. And so with this case, um, because she's gonna say that she was on medication for memory loss. Like, that's what she said in her police interview. And with her saying all of those things, if I was on the jury, I would have found her guilty. She admitted to hitting him and all those other things. Uh I did see that and I wish they would go back and edit it out. So her daughter's names and birthdays came up. And this trial is streamed, so I will not stream that. I'm big on trying to protect children. Um and I hope, because I don't know who has custody of Devyn and Johnathan's girls, because I think Devier is living in California. Why does she have so many names? So I think it's because of her adult film star stuff. So I think, did she work under, so I didn't research it, okay? I thought Divine. I thought one of her names, I thought Divine might be one of the names she used. She was out in Las Vegas. She was also a realtor. And I don't know if any of those other names were legal names or just names she went by, because I've seen her ad as for being a realtor. Um, yeah, I thought Divine was the adult name, the adult work name. I could be wrong. Yeah, the children were in Jonathan's full physical custody. She was only supposed to have supervised visits. And so that's where, when we talk about motive, I thought that, because if Jonathan found out about the marriage with Devier, and was probably like, what the, like, he's probably upset, and like, I'm moving in. Like, I wonder if he was going to encourage, because if Johnathan moved in, Devier was probably gonna move back to California. Devier was probably gonna leave if Johnathan was moving back in. And I personally think, I don't know this for true, I think Devyn wanted Devier to herself. I don't think she wanted Johnathan, and I think she wanted her girls to herself too. I don't think because she went to family court to file that Johnathan had died and that she should have custody. And they asked, like, "Do you have any issue?" And I think she was the prime suspect. Like, I think she was aware that she was a suspect in Johnathan's death, and she did not mention that in family court. Somebody mentioned that Tracy is her birth name. I don't know. I don't know. I just need the parent. "Hey, buddy, what's up? Are you done? Are you gonna go downstairs?"
Yeah,
All right.
and my legs.
Your legs?
Wobbly.
Okay, go on ahead and head downstairs. All right. My child just went down. Yeah, but he was in his room. He came in to give me the iPad back. Okay. Oh, somebody mentioned Devier was already broken up with her. She threatened him that she was pregnant. And so that's when he did come back. So he moved to California, and then Devyn said that she was pregnant, and we don't know if it's true. We haven't seen any medical records. We don't know. I did see the Laura Owens arrest. Oh, no, warrant video. That is a mess. So I covered The Bachelor, the Clayton Echard case, and I didn't use the name Laura Owens because back then she was getting litigious with people using her real name. She wanted to be called Jane Doe. So I think it's on my entertainment playlist. But if you want to take a look at that, if you search Dr. Berry Clayton Echard, it should come up. That's an old video I did back when they had their trial. Yeah, Laura Owens is facing criminal charges for faking pregnancies. She would doctor imaging. It was always twins for some reason, which was odd. And I don't know if she's going to try a mental health defense. Uh, I don't know if she's going to try one. And also, I think perjury because she lied in court. She showed up to court with a fake, it's my understanding, with a fake belly, and so she is like, yeah, that's going to be a whole thing. That's like it's very very strange. She has a whole bunch of felony charges, and I thought either Dave, I think his name is Dave. I'm bad with last names. I want to say Dave Owens, but y'all know me in names. I can't be trusted. He is a reality TV YouTuber that has followed her case extensively because he played part of the video I did. And was I a guest on his channel? I might have been a guest on his channel. I can't remember. It's Dave Neal. Thank you. Y'all know me in names. I was like, why do I say? Oh, okay. I got to play it again. Y'all know me. I don't do names. I don't do names. I don't do names. I don't do names. Okay. All right. So a jury found Devyn guilty of first degree. And her defense team tried. And I think she wanted, because I don't know what she wanted, because she could have pled guilty to second degree and had 15 years to life. But now she's most likely going to get life without the possibility of parole. Most likely. And the family, I don't know if this is more justice for them, because to me, this dragged. So we wouldn't know any of this if it hadn't went to trial. None of it. Like we all of that wouldn't have come up. So I wasn't aware of that complicated connection in history until it went to trial. Defense's opening statements, I was like, what the what? Who? What do you mean? Like, with defense's opening, I was like, y'all are blaming who? Devier. And not even just like some stranger, because so the individual that defended Devyn Michaels is the same individual that defended Robert Tellis. Robert Tellis tried to say it wasn't me. It was somebody that looks a lot like me, built a lot like me, has the same shoes as me, but it wasn't me. And that's what his defense team went with that. He was convicted. He went on the stand and showed his whole, it was so bad. I did cover Robert Tellis's testimony. It was very bad. Very, very bad. I thought Devyn was smart to not take the stand, but I secretly, I would have covered it if she did, but she didn't. Oh, somebody mentioned that Johnathan broke up with the person he was dating, and he was getting back with Devyn. And I wonder if it was like, that might have been after. I don't know if that was before or after he found out that Devyn and Devier were married. Devier, I wish you all the best. I hope you get divorced. Please file those papers. Move on. Live happily. I wish you all the best. That's just a messy mess. It's so messy. I am interested because I wonder if she's going to say anything at sentencing. She's probably going to say something at sentencing. To my knowledge, she was not sentenced yet. There will probably be a that report that's done. I don't know if the defense will try to bring in any mental health witnesses, probably not, but I don't know if they will. Um, and Devier is 24, 25. Like he's a whole adult now. And so I hope that I know he's dating because the state, to me, the state threw a little shade with like, oh, so did you travel down here with your girlfriend or so? I don't know. They said the state brought up the fact 29. Somebody said 29. Wow, I don't know. Y'all know I don't know. I knew he's in his 20s. I don't know. I don't know how old he is. Um he needs a divorce. I wish he could get it annulled. So annulled is like it never happened because divorced, it does kind of leave it on your like legally married, like it divorce, it does kind of stay. I wish you get the whole thing annulled. She's convicted of killing his father. Like I wish you could get it annulled, but I don't think that's a thing. That's not a reason to get it annulled. Yeah, with the pre-sentencing report, we might get some more history about Devyn. We will see. When she was convicted, it sounded like she might have been crying, but you really couldn't see anything. I thought her hair looked nice. Some days her hair was a little, but at for the verdict day, I thought her hair looked nice. But yeah, let me know if y'all have any general questions. And but yeah, she was convicted. The jury did not believe that anybody else did it, and they really thought the video where she told the police that she hit him over the back of the head and he was passed out, and because she bumped into his mother in the hallway, and she told his mother that he was drunk and to let him sleep. It breaks my heart that the mother found him. So in general, so I can't talk about her specific diagnosis. Uh, huh. You're asking about histrionic. To me, she didn't try to like put on a show. I don't. I would love to see a full workup. I would love to see a full workup. Definitely something personalities, definitely something going on. Probably in yeah. So I would definitely say there's something going on, but I can't really speculate to what. And she likely has a legit history of childhood trauma. But once again, we are responsible to heal and to not pass that trauma on to others and to break those cycles. Oh wow. Oh, I didn't know this. Somebody said Jonathan's family sobbed in the courtroom when the guilty verdict was read. Wow. Mom finding her son. Like I could not imagine. A mother's worst nightmare is burying your child, but imagine having to bury them like and you can't even look at them and say goodbye. Like, like that. I could not imagine that right there. And so my heart breaks for them. Ay, all right. Yes. We are not defined by our trauma. All right. Yeah. The head is still missing along with the weapon, like whatever was used, because I think a butcher some type of knife is missing from the kitchen. So that is missing as well. Oh, somebody mentioned when I was doing the Sonia Massey case, sitting in front of her family was a body cam. Oh, when the body cam played was just gut wrenching. Wow. Thank you for going to the Sonia Massey case. That case was heartbreaking. Um, I covered it a while back. But that was a very very sad case. All right. Yes, we are responsible to heal, and that might not be my original quote. I might have heard that. I know Will Smith said it. So, like, but that's a popular quote that somebody else has said. I like to cite my sources. If it's me, I will say it. Ooh, and that's a great time. So I have a book Turning Crisis into Clarity: How to Survive or Thrive in the Midst of Uncertainty. And there we talk about, because some people get stuck in survival mode, and sometimes in survival mode, people will need to break unhealthy patterns. So there might have been a pattern of behavior that worked for Devyn that might have helped her survive a difficult childhood. But at some point, you have to break that pattern and learn healthier ways to cope. And there are things you can do, there are things you can learn to do that. And then so I want to go from surviving to thriving. That surviving is just getting through what I went through. And then thriving is in the midst of, sometimes even because of, I'm now hopefully doing better, speaking up for others, doing all those things. Um, and Starfish and Coffee, I'm sure if my son was dating Devyn, I would have some thoughts. I wouldn't be happy with that. Devyn seemed like she was not a safe person. That's putting it lightly. She seemed erratic, manipulative. There seemed to be some issues. So definitely issues. All right. Uh, well, Carolina mentioned she knew Japanese customs. They believe that when you die and the body is incomplete, your soul cannot reach its resting place. Oh, so I wasn't aware of that. That makes sense. Wow. Um, I'm searching that. Whoa. That is that is very sad. Very, very sad. Once again, my heart breaks for Yoko, for Devier, for the girls, definitely for the girls, because the daughters, and I once mentioned I thought they were slightly older, but it's my understanding they might have been like early, so like 6 and 8 when this happened, and now they're just a little bit older. They have lost their father, and they've also lost their mother. And I hope they have very good therapists. I hope that they heal and that they move forward. They're somebody mentioned that they're preteens. I don't know. Um, and I'm not going to do the math because it's my understanding. Okay, so 2013 and 2015. So my kid was 2017. So they're like 10 and maybe like, so 10 and like 12 or 13, depending on the birthday. Okay. That is very, very sad. Mm. Yeah, and Sarah, I don't know if anybody would sue her. I don't know. But her defense, I think even the state said, like, thanked her defense team for putting on a really good defense. Her defense tried. They did everything. They pulled out all the stops. They tried. They brought in an expert to say that, like, Johnathan might have had an enlarged heart or that something else could have been like, y'all. She admitted to hitting him in the back of the head. They the defense tried to instill some type of doubt, and the jury convicted her. They did. Ay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, that's all I have for y'all today. It has been a fun day. If you did follow the y'all know me in names, Dima Tower case, I did a video earlier today covering his testimony. Very, very sad. If you're looking for something fun to watch on Netflix, and if you like K-dramas, uh, Dynam Dynamite Kiss or Dynamic Kiss, I think it's Dynamite, something like that. There's a new K-drama on Netflix. The only 2 episodes are available. I have to wait until Wednesday and Thursday for the next 2, which is very painful, very, very painful. And so we'll see what I end up watching. Watch something fun, watch something happy, take care of yourself. Carolina, great question. Um, an individual with characteristics like Devyn, I would not be surprised if there were some cluster B personality traits. A little bit of her emotions seem to like but when she's not getting her way, that's when she seemed to escalate. And I think she thought she was gonna get away with it. I think she thought she would. And there did seem to be some manipulation, some other things. Yeah, it's very, very sad. Ooh, Marry My Husband, that was a good one. So, Marry My Husband, traumatic. Like, it's a very like, it's a has some dark themes, but it's good because, yeah, I won't give away any plot details. It's not just pure, like, lovey romance, like, it has some dark points and some pretty cool points too, but yeah. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.